Okay, so that cut off because I know why my video gets cut off. That already happened once, and I fucking hated it. So I guess here we go again. Let's read the question again. I'm not gonna edit that out because I don't know how to edit. That's why my videos are not cut in any way because fuck, I don't know how to. I mean, I know, but it takes time and effort and like this, like, commitment onto editing these kinds of videos. But basically, the question of the day is: should spouses with children place greater value on their marital relationship or their children? Well, I would say that balance is everything. Like, communication is key, and I guess, like keeping relationship with each other, your husband and wife, and your children is crucial. But shit, I mean, I'm not married or anything, but this is what I see. There's just like a lot of situations where these couples fail to fail to love one another when they have children. Like, it's just literally the first children, and they fall out of love because it's not like they're focused on that child, but you know what they say about it takes a whole village to raise one child. It's true. How about like just one parent, a single parent? But in this situation, there's like a marital relationship, so there's like a husband and wife, and you know, if they got married in the first place, they got the luxury, and they got the luxury to to bring another human being into this world. Then it's their responsibility to try to balance that, but it never happens. And at much worse cases, the marital relationship fails. They hate each other's guts, or one cheats because they're not contented, not happy enough. They want something that the husband or the wife can give, so the relationship falls behind, and the children is not the child is not supported enough. That's like there's nothing like there's not even a balance to begin with. There's like literally nothing left for the child, because what is important here is the the children that is brought up onto this world. That should be where the focus is, what I mean. So so yeah, so I don't get, like, should spouses with children place greater value on their marital relationship or their children? You know, like in this time of age, uh, this is not realistically speaking, but you should be expecting if you have children after you got married, since it's all legal, like post-marital sex and post-marital, having children, a lot of responsibility. But you should have seen that coming. You should not be surprised. I mean, you're gonna be still surprised, but like, uh, dealing, not just dealing, like nurturing or taking care of a baby is very hectic. So it's not like you get to, you know, you're not gonna have this cultivation or like more nurturing towards each other as spouse, to maintain your marital relationship or whatever. But it could be an improvement to your bonding. You have you have your own, both of you have your own baby, and there's like a unique bond to that, especially when it's an infant or a toddler. There's you know like love, I guess. Fuck, yeah, love that it keeps the glue together, even though there's like a baby that needs to be taken care of. But that makes this connection stronger, the relationship stronger, and of course, like, it gets everything in order. That is love. But yeah, there are a lot of circumstances. But my answer to that, I think there's only one answer, is that they should place a greater value on their children. And that's true, because that's literally so crucial. Like, at the age until they're pretty much 18, they should place more greater value than anything to their children, because it's their responsibility, man. It's their obligation. So, yeah, there are the grown adults here that you can't expect this child to help you with your own fucking marriage, or if you have more kids, to help out, like, take care of their own little siblings. That's what happens. That's what happens with unresolved problems in the relationship, and these problems will be passed on to the children. That's just pretty much the most normalized and yet overlooked situations where, like what happens with between the families. Because if you think about it, it's like a perspective where if you deal with a specific family problem, and you can't tell anybody about that, but your whole family knows, because it's a family problem. It stays within the family, and it only happens within the family as much as possible. No one should know it ever. Every single family has that. If you think that, you know, like this specific family, you think that they're perfect, you think that they're doing good, like, you get envious. I do, I get that, but they have their own this specific problem. And, like, you just imagine, like, in a Super Bowl, there's like this huge football court, like there's like a lot of benches, could fit like hundreds of thousands of people, and like there's probably like thousands and even like hundreds of thousands of families. Each one has different problems where they can't maintain their relationship as a family, they can't support their children. And yeah, so realistically speaking, there is never a time that uh, that you know that spouses with children the spouses with children would place greater on their relationship, or the children, vice versa, because there's literally no balance. It's basically like unbalanced. What I mean by unbalanced is like there's like more on the other side, and like significantly less on the other side. Because if they're like kind of close, it's pretty much balance. You know what I mean? It's all the margin of error is already so low. You know what I mean? Like the difference is so low, so it's pretty much balanced, if you ask me. But something that is unbalanced is that something like the other side, for example, like this, the the marital relationship would be this high, or like the the focus on children would be this significantly. There's a significant difference. But how does that happen? Like how do you value, or like how do you focus on your marital relationship rather than your children? Like, you know what, in my 21, I'm turning 21 soon, but yeah, in my 21 years, almost 21 years of living here, I've never like seen, or like, you know seen a family that has a problem with, like, like the reason why they can't really tend to their children is because they are like, uh, they tend to their relationship more, that they forget about their children. Because, maybe because I live in a third world country, but if I live in the West, maybe I would say narcissistic tendencies, that these kinds of parents are so self-absorbed, self-indulgent, and would only care for themselves. And if you're narcissistic, would you even love somebody who is also narcissistic? I mean, I'm not narcissistic. How the fuck would I know? You know what I mean? Like, in these situations, if in the West, moving. Continuing with the stuff, like they would they would be most likely to be rich, has generational wealth, disposable money. So they would hire someone to raise this child, or yeah, they would hire someone, and that child would be out of touch and very distant to their parents because of their work. It's true. They're rich. It's probably like a business, and the parents would expect the child. They would not partake in the growth of the child from an infant to a toddler to 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 a pre-puberty to actual puberty and post-puberty to when they're 18. And when they're 18, they see their child more because like they could take on their family business or whatever their parents wants them to be or wants their career to be. And it's not depressing. I call it like the rich people problems. It is just as depressing because it is just as valid. But in my perspective, I am really biased because I would love to have that. You know what I mean? Because how would I know? It's all about money. So you know, but there are a lot of issues. You would give your children a lot of issues and a lot of difficulty understanding relationship and understanding feelings if you raise them like that, if you're so distant like that. So if you value anything, or let's just say you if you place more value on your like relationship, marital relationship, rather than your children, then your child is going to turn out to be bad. Or what do you mean, like a degenerate, someone who is struggling to deal with their own feelings, to deal with social situations where they need to deal with a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, and if they are in a relationship, they would be jumping and jumping, like catapulting from one to another because of how easy they get into one and how easy they get out of one. Well, that's because they are looking for love. That's their void. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I only that's the only like view I could give you to people who or like spouses with children who do not focus on the children. That's like probably like I'm more realistic. I have never experienced or seen it myself because just like I said, I live in a third world country in the Philippines, but like I've seen it in movies and like it's pretty common in there. I feel like yes, let's just say it's pretty common in rich people. I could say like it could be still applied in the Philippines because you know, yeah, it is very much applied in the Philippines where parents are somehow using the children to become their retirement fund. That's already so cliche. Yeah, it's already so cliche, and it's pretty great that it's talked about. Like the Filipino customs and like uh, how normalized that is, and how the generation from each generation, from millennials to Gen Z to Gen Alpha, I guess, is trying to break that generational curse, or trying to not pass that kind of behavior or something. You know, it's not something to be passed on. So yeah, that's what I think of it. And I have an exam tomorrow, but let's just say I already memorized it. And one thing I hate, this is rant time because I need to get this out. This is still a video journal. This is really unrelated to the question, but this is about me. I mean, this is my video, this is my channel, this is my laptop, this is my fucking camera, so I can say anything about here. But yeah, uh, one thing I hate about this semester is that it's less. Let's just say it's less of like what we had of last year. The less I mean is the the less quizzes, less exams, less the written works. I never knew that I love written work so much, like written exams. Now, this sem is almost ending. Like we only have like a month and a half to end the sem, and we've only got like we've only got like gone quiz in my major like one, no, not even once. So yeah, I may be overlooking this because it's kind of piling up. But one thing I hate is the laboratory. And it's not about the laboratory. I mean, I hate it because it makes me tired, but the heat, man. The heat index from my city is is going up to 40 degrees Celsius. How bad is that? I'm fucking sweaty. Look how oily I am. You know, I'm trying to change that because I really have bad acne. You really can't see it. I mean, I'm gonna fucking show you. Oh, see? See how bad it is? Like on the side. I kind of know the reason. I kind of like, what do you call this? Like, looked up. It's the friction. Because I sleep and I cover my ear. So that's basically covering my ear with a pillow, and the other side of my face is literally just on the bed sheet. And I guess it just takes a lot of friction. Yeah, a lot of friction, and my face is just covered, and this side of my face is covered, and it just lets the oil, the sebum, to grow. So I really have so much blackheads and pimples on this side. So I really should check out the the pillowcases that I just bought because I need them. I fucking need them. I need to be better. That's like one of the signs that I need to be better in this. Okay, enough of that. So, should spouses with children place greater value on the marital relationship or the children? Only the children. You know, it takes a lot of perspectives. You know, I guess I am mature enough to say that no matter what you do, like if you already have a child brought to this, your own child brought to this world, focus on them, give everything to them. Because one thing I've learned, I'm grown up now. We each and every one of us has different traumas, and we get those traumas from growing up. That's why I'm telling you it's so crucial to be partaking in the growth of your child from an infant to when they're 18, or when they can stand on their own. That's so cliche when you hear it, but it's true because I've experienced it. I've experienced growing, and I'm still growing to this day. And as a parent, nothing wrong with your child will not turn out wrong if you raise them right. Your child will not hate you if you give them love. Your child will not hate the world if you make them feel loved. You know, if you nurture them, I mean, uh, yeah, if you nurture them, and it's not about fulfilling to the roles of how uh, being a mom or being a dad. It's basically giving the love that you have. Literally, like it's all about love. hmm Your child will never forget that, and when they interact with you, it's still filled with that. when you give so much love to your children, they're gonna give it back. Not, it's maybe not directly to you, but surely they're gonna give back to everybody else. And yeah, it's pretty much it. So there's no discussion why you should not place a greater value on your children. Yeah, children are the future. Fuck yeah. I mean, you know, and if you get to interact with a child, I get now. While like the people who as a children or like people who are older, I am older than most children. You know what I mean? Like children who are like below 10 years old, that they would do like things that would traumatize them, and you would stop them because you don't want them to be fucked up as a child, just like you did. You know, look how you turned out. Look how I fucking turned out, making fucking video journals in this fucking YouTube, filming myself every single day, and it's okay. This is how I turned out, and it's not gonna be. It's not. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Yeah, that was my feed. That's my thumbnail. I just smiled